Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is going to be a box opening of a Fallout 95 starter set, as well as the GM screen. I also had picked up 2 packs of the perk cards. I don't know how or why I did it that way. I think some confusion in trying to make sure I got everything while it was on sale. And it was on sale when the Amazon series of Fallout first released. I absolutely loved the series. It got me back into playing Fallout 4, which had been quite a number of years since I had played it before, and I've actually advanced farther in that than I did previously. And was really looking forward to picking up everything on the Fallout side here from modiphius, and everything was on back order, and so it took some time for the starter set to come to me, probably a couple of months, and I'm still waiting on the core rule book, which should be coming on the 6th, as far as I can tell, because they're tracking, kept on tracking this, even though that was a separate number, per se, a separate order number, and and it just wasn't, they're just not tracking it properly. So I'm hoping one indicator that I got was that it's due to arrive on the 6th, which would be awesome. And I will start digging into that after I go through what is found in the starter set and the GM screen. So without further ado, let's go to a larger screen here, and so here is the box set. And what I like about this really is that the GM screen fits in the box as well, and so there's no issue with that. Nice sturdy box. The dice are actually these are specialty dice, and they're huge. They're actually pretty bulky dice. I am going to just sort through this here, and so I actually have the GM screen on the top of the box, and so I will sift that out as well. I will handle that at the tail end. So here goes the rule book. Let me try to do this without dumping everything, and I will just get this here, and here we go. So this is the starter set rules, and so what they do is they give you in the starter set, obviously, um, just enough of the rules to completely run the game to its fullest. And I will go through, all of the contents of this at some point, but I will not repeat the same information when I do get the full core rule book. So this just has a chapter 1, Welcome to the Wastelands, chapter 2, Characters, chapter 3 is the core rules, chapter 4 is the combat, and then chapter 5 is the reference lists. And you can see the graphics and the layout, are very, very good. They're using a really, really nice layout to it, and great imagery. Um, some of this looks like it's pulled straight from the game as well. So you're going to have that. Yeah, that's absolutely a screenshot from the game itself, Fallout 4. And, really excited about this. Now, I have already decided that because all of the Fallout series games, with the exception of Fallout 76, which is an MMO, they're all um, they're all solo player games, all right, computer games. And so I am going to, if I do run Fallout RPG, I'm going to run it with just one player, and then they'll have a companion or something along the lines like a sidekick kind of thing. But I think that that's probably the best way to run this. At least that's where I'm going to go, with it. So and at least give it a try, give it a test it out, and then I will see if it's a good game to run at a convention with a group of 4 or 5 at the most. But so far, fairly impressed with what I'm looking at. So that's the core rule book, and I'll put these back in upside down. So once upon a time in the wastelands, this is also an adventure book that's part of the starter set, and this is the explore the ravaged wastelands of outside of Boston. All right, so usually Fallout, you'll see it is set in the in the West, and so here is a Eastern East Coast. So that's an interesting thing. I wasn't expecting that, and so it's good to see. So you have your introduction. You have into Vault 95, the Boston ruins, the Promised Land, and where they have Welcome to Diamond City. So all of these kind of center around Diamond City, and Diamond City is basically Las Vegas. So you're going to begin your adventuring out here in Boston, I guess, and then find your way out to the Midwest and out to Diamond City. So that's pretty intriguing. And just flipping through, I mean, the art is just, phenomenal. I expect that the art will be equally impressive in the core rule books as well. You get a number of pre-generated characters, so these will be perfect. These are heavy cardboard, um, and these will be perfect for use at your gaming table or certainly at a convention table. I of course have heavyweight paper. So what I would do is, like, I have 60-pound white paper. What I would do is just copy these in color, in full color, front and back, and you know preserve the originals and use those copies at the gaming table. Now, it also comes with, and these were obviously, they fell out already. I didn't start punching these out yet, but these are your Nuke Cola bottles, bottle caps, and they have a value of either 1 or 5 on each of them, as you can see here. So the reds are all 1s and the blues are all 5s, and so your players would keep track of their token count, basically utilizing those. And I'll be transferring all of those into a small plastic bag to keep those from just falling out of place, along with the dice set. So now I also picked up the GM screen, and modiphius, with their GM screens, it's not just a screen, and this screen does actually have some really, it's nice art, of course, on the screen itself, but very, very useful information here. So we have the action point economy. I'll turn this around so that you can see it. On this panel here, it's kind of hard to manipulate this. On this panel here is the action, the action economy, and I'll just read these off because I will. It all came with the PDF, so I'll be able to show you on the PDF when I go through it. But it has the action point economy uh, in combat encounters. It has hit location. It has weapon range, difficulty settings, advantages and such, pluses and minuses. It has damage effects, which what is the effect, and then the description of that effect. It has the injury recovery difficulty. So depending on what the conditions are that you're in, not your injury conditions, but what conditions you're trying to recover in, that will establish a difficulty setting in actually recovering injury. So that's a unique thing. I haven't seen that before. Minor actions and your various minor actions, your healing actions in combat, critical hits and injuries, major actions, and then we have your weapon qualities. So weapons have certain qualities attached to them, and so when you roll a certain image on the die, then you will get that enhancement to the damage that you're doing based on the weapon type. And then you have hunger states, and then you have thirst states. So survival, wilderness survival is going to play a major role in this. And again, I am leaning towards just I am leaning towards running this with just one player and having it one player against the world kind of thing. Um, this is just the cover page of the sealed pack of the Game Master screen, but I'm not going to throw it out. I intend to keep all of the parts of this intact, and then the GM screens come with a booklet, and they usually, they usually cover various activities, and they give you suggestions on how to create adventures and such. So we have the guide to scavenging, scavenger scenes, inhabitants, obstacles, and hazards, and it details those here. It has ammunition, so loot tables, ammunition, armor, clothing. So while you are scavenging out there, it has various tables that you are going to find stuff, and gives you all of the details of those things. Then oddities and valuables that you can also scavenge, as well as weapons of all types of, ranged weapons, melee weapons, and thrown explosives. Finally, creating a scavenging locations. So, and just taking a look at this, so you have tiny, which would be a safe, small is a room, average is a small shop or home or several rooms. Large is a large multi-story building on several shops or homes. And the number of items that can be found in those places go from, in the tiniest safe, you'll find 6 items. In a small, you would find 12. In an average, like a small shop, you'll find 18. In a larger multi-story building, you'll find 24 items of various types. Um, so I think that this would probably run really well as a hex crawl, as a hex crawl. So that's another possibility for running this actual game. So again, looking forward to that as well, and can't wait to get the full book. Like I said, I hope it comes over the next couple of days, at least. As long as it gets here before Friday, that means that I'll get it before I leave for vacation. So I'm really hoping it does get here before then. And that just reminded me I have to stop my mail before we leave at the end of the week. So really excited about getting this. Really looking forward to learning the system, and then to setting up that one-on-one uh, campaign, let's say, and see how it works out. And then I'll play around with it and expand with it. And this will probably fall into my rotation of game systems that I'm running on a fairly consistent basis. So, that will go with Fallout. That would go with Shadow Dark. That will go with Castles and Crusades, and as well as a few others. I have Deadlands that I want to start running as well. And, so I have a number of game systems that I'm looking to run on a rotational basis, and some for very long term campaigns like Castles and Crusades. But all the rest, I'm pretty flexible with that second time slot per week that I'm looking to run something. So this will definitely make its way into that rotation. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and as always, I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon, at a gaming table, at a convention. First convention coming up is in September that I'm attending, and then the next one that I'm scheduled for is in January. So between September and January, I have to I have to believe that there's another convention someplace local in between that time that I will get myself out to. But if not, I'm going to spend a lot of that time running my campaigns and doing some additional writing, because for January, for sure, I want to make sure that I have some adventures written and ready to written and published and ready to go out to the players at my tables. So you all have a great one. Remaining of your week, and as always, feel free to comment in the comments section. Remember to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and just I really appreciate all of the content and that you've been suggesting to me, and all of the interactions that we've been having on the channel. I've been having some sound problems, so I'm hoping that I figured out the issue with my volume level. So hopefully this has fixed that. And if it hasn't, please feel free to jump in there and say, hey, you're still coming out pretty low. But I think that it's up to where it should be with just the one mic running. I had two mics open, but one was slated for my default and on like four different areas, and then the one was the default on another area. And for some reason, I think it was taking the one spot that it was the default. So I just turned off that mic altogether, and so the sound should be much better. So thanks as always. Have a great day.